achieving socially just public policy that assures that the lowest income people have decent, safe, affordable homes. And it's inspiring to be here today in a room filled with so many housing justice and social justice advocates, people who are experiencing homelessness, people who get the importance of affordable homes in people's lives. And it's a critical time that you're here today, not only here in DC and the threats that we face to affordable housing programs, and in fact to programs across the entire social safety net, but this event today is one of over 60 events that are happening just like this across the country as part of the Our Homes, Our Voices National Week of Action. And the Week of Action, and your being here today, is about demanding action on the affordable housing crisis. Together, here in this room, through all these 60 events and beyond, we are building a movement for affordable homes. We're here today to urge Congress and the country that instead of reducing our nation's investments in affordable housing, we must make a bold and sustained commitment to ensure that everyone has a decent, safe, and affordable home. And there's no doubt about it, we face significant hurdles ahead to reach that goal. There are historic threats to affordable housing funding and across the entire social safety net. And we are in a housing crisis that has reached historic heights. We have a shortage of over 7.4 million homes affordable and available to the lowest income people. Over 8 million of the lowest income seniors, people with disabilities, families with kids struggling to get by, are paying more than half of their income every month just to have a home. This means they are one financial emergency, one broken down car, one medical emergency from not being able to pay rent and facing eviction and possible homelessness. This is why we have homelessness in this country. And it's in this context that President Trump proposes cruel and devastating cuts to programs that literally keep the roofs over the heads of some of the most vulnerable people in this country. His budget proposal would mean over 250,000 households who have rental assistance today would be at risk of losing that assistance. And this at a time when only 1 in every 4 households in need of housing assistance gets any at all. President Trump proposes to gut the public housing program, a crucial source of affordable housing across the country, at a time when the public housing capital backlog needs is upwards of $40 billion. He would entirely eliminate the CDBG program, the Home Investments Partnership Program, starving local communities of the funds they need to revitalize distressed communities. He would even eliminate the low-income home energy assistance program that literally keeps the heat on throughout cold winters in the homes of seniors and people with kids. These cuts are unconscionable, they are unacceptable, and we are here to say no. Investments in proven solutions to end homelessness and housing poverty. The last time we faced cuts as deep as those proposed by President Trump was back in the early 80s, when President Reagan dramatically slashed HUD funding, ushering in a new era of homelessness, something we'd never seen on that scale in this country. People sleeping on the streets, in shelters, and in cars. And years after those short-sighted cuts, a new infusion of resources was needed to manage the homelessness crisis that had been created. And we've never recovered the same level of funding for deeply targeted housing assistance programs for the lowest income people. Those cuts, that level of cuts, were unprecedented before that time, and they remained so since until now. So at a time when the U.S. spends more on its military top military spending countries combined, President Trump proposes to increase military spending by tens of billions of dollars and to pay for it through cuts to crucial safety net programs. This is unacceptable. One is that despite the spin from the White House, this budget has nothing to do with reducing the deficit. It's simply about increasing military spending on the backs of the lowest income people across the country.
That's right. That is so.
And the second thing to keep in mind is that we can and we will stop these harmful cuts from being enacted.
Amen.
It starts with each of you showing up, coming all the way from New Jersey to talk to your members of Congress, telling your stories and demanding to be heard. And the process will be long, it'll be messy, there'll be drama, there'll be showdowns, there may even be shutdowns. And throughout it all, we will remain steady and constant and loud in our advocacy to fully fund affordable housing programs for the lowest income people. We have to always remember, we can end homelessness. We can end housing poverty. We have the data, we have the solutions, proven solutions to end homelessness. And in the richest country in the world, we have the resources. At the scale necessary to solve the crisis. And building that political will starts with each of us, showing up, speaking out, demanding affordable homes, just like you are doing today, like we'll continue to do throughout the National Housing Week of Action, and continue to do beyond that until we have solved homelessness and housing poverty once and for all. So keep showing up. Keep raising your voices, keep talking to your members of Congress, sharing your stories. There are tens of thousands more of us across the country, and our numbers are growing, and we will prevail in the end. Thank you for your attention.
Diane, I wanted to give a reminder before we brought the senator up. I said before we're trying to do a lot of social media today. And unfortunately, in 15 minutes, I will still be talking, so I won't be able to do it myself. But they want to have a Twitter storm with our homes, our voices, so make sure we do that. I understand there's a new person in Washington who does a lot of tweeting, but the one I really follow. And the last piece is we share a lot of our data about the out-of-reach data. And we talk a lot about how do we do housing poverty and how do we solve it. I know most of the people in the room agree with me we should have a $15 minimum wage. In New Jersey, it'd still be $12.50 short of paying the rent an hour. So we need more than that to solve it, and together with Diane's help, we'll get through. Thank you very much.